designs, and I'm going to show you in this tutorial how to create 3D text like this text you're seeing right in front of me. It's really easy, it's all in Photoshop, no Cinema 4D or nothing, just Photoshop. But you need to have Photoshop CS6 extended for this to work, because that means that you have the 3D capabilities. And I'll just say just now, there is no layer styles in this, there's no patterns over this, nothing. It is literally the 3D element within Photoshop. So that's what we're going to do, and as you can see, it's exciting for me. But anyway, right, we're going to go into this. I'm going to go to Photoshop and press Command N, and we're going to go to 1280 by 720 document, all good. And then I'm going to just hold Alt down and double click on the background layer, and then I'm going to change the name. I'm going to add some 3D, well, some text in even, just saying 3D text to make it easy. I'm going to scale it up quite big, and this is going to be my YouTube thumbnail. And we're just going to center it to the document size. I'm then going to just create a shape, because I'll need this for later. I'm just going to create it just like so, if it will let me. Doesn't have to look too good, but I want to make sure it's aligned properly. Awesome, there we go. Right, what we need to do now is we need to convert this text layer, which you can edit, into a shape layer, so you can't edit it. But what that does is that turns it into paths. So if you're used to Illustrator, it's like turning your, well, it's like turning anything into paths. So it's mainly like expanding stuff, if that's the way I can explain it better. So in Illustrator, when you're expanding a path outline, it's like that. So you can't edit it as easy. But on this, we're going to have to change it to a shape, just like the one at the bottom here, this square rectangle there. So I'm going to do that by right-clicking. I'm going to convert to shape. And what we need to do now is we need to highlight both of these and press Command E, which will merge them both together so we have one shape. So when we move it around, it's just one shape. I'm going to call this 3D text. And we have that. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to right click on the 3D text layer and go down to the new 3D extrusion from selected layer. And this will take us into a whole new window and loads of stuff will happen, but don't panic, it's okay. What we've got here is basically 3D text that's just happened. Literally just happened out of the blue, and it looks good just there. And this is why I'm creating the tutorial. It's quick and easy for the first 3D text tutorial. The second thing we need to do is we need to go back to the layer style, and we want to make a wall behind it. So we're going to go to this background here, we're going to go to postcard, and this will enable us to have a wall behind the 3D text. And it will jump from the 3D tab to the layers tab every now and then. That's just what will happen. And you have these sort of styles there. I'm going to go back to my 3D thing here. Okay, so what we have here is basically our 3D text and everything, and it's extruded and everything like that. So we need to go and change the properties of the extrusion over the 3D text and the shape layer. So we're going to do this by seeing what's here. Now what you need to know about this side panel here on the right is that this is the whole environment layer. This is where you can create global ambient lights, color reflections and stuff like that. This is a scene. This is what's everything's happening in the scene, but we'll go through these at different points during the new videos that I'm bringing out this month. This is the current view for the camera, and this is where you can edit, and it's a really good feature to have. It's just like Cinema 4D, you can edit the cameras and have different cameras and whatever. This is the background mesh, this is the background itself, and we need to go and click on both of these, and we need to go and, what's it called, bring them both together. We need to merge them both together by pressing Command E in the layers tab. And what this will do is this will make sure that we have one text or one sort of layer to bring into the 3D panel, because the 3D panel really only takes one layer and then takes all the things out of that layer so you can edit it. So now we have the 3D text layer, we have the background layer which we can open up. Don't be scared about all these things, it's okay, but just wind them back in. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go and open up this 3D text layer, and the 3D text with the stars next to it, click on that, and this is where you can change the extrusion. And this is what you can do, just like that. Really easy to change the extrusion. We'll do it to about here. I'll get rid of that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go and click on this sort of down pointing thing here with the axis. I'm going to right click and press left, and what that will do is that will bring our workplace to the left. And you can see that we're viewing our work from a left angle. So now I want to center a line, if I can zoom in, I want to center align my 3D text to my 3D background layer by doing this, I'm just gonna hold Shift down and just highlight them both. I'm then gonna just go over to my aligning options and align to the left. So my 3D text is literally sitting on top of the 3D background that's there. I'm then just gonna click back down here and go press default again, zoom out, and we should have it all good there. And that's basically that, what you need to do there. Now, you're probably looking at it and saying that does not look very good at all, and I must agree with you. There's no doubt for that, and that's because you haven't rendered it. If you're new to 3D stuff, then I would suggest going researching up on rendering, because I'm not the biggest 3D artist at all. I do love creating 3D typography and stuff, and that's something that I love, and this is what I know. So we need to render this out to make it look good, and this will take forever. Now, I'm going to sort of do it and then speed it up for you guys so you guys can see it. But what we need to press is, you need to remember this, so we need to press a group of keys together to do a ray trace render. Otherwise, if we render it, it will not look good. Watch, I'm rendering it from pressing this button here. This is sort of like a preview render. Does not look good at all. It is making the background look cool. It's making the background do everything there. But as you'll see in a second, the text will not look as good as it would do if I did a ray trace render for it, which I'll do in a minute. So as you can see, it's rendering quite quickly there, and that's because I've done a very small document, so it's all good right there. We can create more lights if you wanted to, but I'm going to just show you really quickly what we can do when we do ray trace rendering. Now that doesn't look the best thing ever, so I'm going to go and click off that. Ray trace rendering will take longer, and it's a lot better though. So we're going to press Command, Alt, Shift and R, and this will do a ray trace rendering. And now this is the serious rendering, the proper points of rendering, and it will do it really well. It can take longer sometimes, but there we go, and that's just what happens. So as you can see, the text of the shapes is being rendered out, and it will go for quite a while, so don't press anything on your computer. So at the moment I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to show you how to do other things in later on videos, but you guys can see the end effect, and that looks pretty good so far, and you can click and save it and stuff. But don't press anything on Photoshop or anything on your computer, otherwise it will disrupt the process of 3D rendering. So just keep it as still as you can, walk away from your computer and get a drink like I'm about to do. So I'll speed this up in a sec. Okay guys, so as you see there, my computer is breathing loudly, and that's because rendering takes quite a long time. But that took about 2-3 minutes, and that was from, I've got a pretty decent computer, and that took 2-3 minutes for a 1280 by 720 document. So right now, if I clicked on anything, it would ruin it. So what I need to do is save this as a JPEG file, which would save the document. So I just press Command Shift and S, and then I'm going to go into my typography templates, or probably even my YouTube templates if I can find them. And I'm just going to save it as 3D text, and I could do it as a PSD, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to do it as a JPEG because I don't need it, not IFF. And then we're going to use the quality as 12, and then we've done it. We've saved our 3D text, and that's fully rendered, and you can go and look at it now. But that is the first literal 3D text tutorial I've got for you right there. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was very clear for you. I'm not a very 3D text man, but yeah, you know, hope you enjoyed the sort of way that I did it and the easiness of it. Give it a thumbs up if you found it easy, if you're going to use it or whatever. Do a video response of how you've used it if you want to. I thank you for watching this, and check out my other videos. Goodbye.